most trusted name in the Columbia Basin comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-2208 to get rocked.
Welcome to Othello, Washington, where your Royal Knights have traveled here to face the Othello Huskies in their second game of the season. I'm Ryan Christensen along with Mike Knoftel. We're excited to be here.
Seems like they're in a hurry to get this game going. There's like 9 minutes left until 7 o'clock. There's 4 minutes of game time on the warm-up clock, and call out the starting lineups here for the Knights. While they do that, let's recap a little bit. Game one for both of these teams. Royal played Ellensburg at home last week and played really well. I thought for a game one, they looked really crisp.
Sure, yeah.
And I think Ellensburg was definitely an improved team from the previous season. We kind of ran through them last year. This year they put up a lot more of a fight, but the result wasn't all that much different as the Knights come out with a 34-7 win.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that Ellensburg competes in their league fairly well.
Yeah, especially in the CWAC North half that they're in. So yeah, I expect them to still have a pretty quality season. The Knights got off to a good start, scoring on their first offensive play on a little bit of a trickeration there. And
trickeration, I read that on your Facebook
Yeah. No,
post.
it's a word.
It's kind of like a strategery.
Oh, strategery. Yeah.
We're going to have our national anthem.
In the northwest corner of the field, as our award-winning Othello High School marching band plays the national anthem.
Husky pride!
Othello traveled down to Connell last week and played them in their yearly rivalry game, and I'm going to say it's been a lot of years since Othello had a shot to win, and ultimately came out with a victory last week, scoring in like the last 30 seconds to go ahead 9-6 or 9-7 or
yeah, 9-7.
It was 7-3, and they scored in the very end. Some opportunities were given away by both teams, and early season game, I don't think either one of them were very happy with the way they played, but those rivalry games can get ugly sometimes too. So
yeah, for sure. And yeah, you know, Connell scored early 7-0, went into the half at 7-0. It was in the third quarter that Othello kicked a field goal, and then it was, like you said, in the waning seconds. What we learned last week from watching Othello's film against Connell is that there was a different offensive game plan this year versus last year. We'll see if they can come out in that same offense that they ran against Connell, which was much more like a double wing offense, very much a run-oriented offense. And so the Knights, I think, if they can make some plays on the defensive side and get them into some long down and distance situations, I think that's really going to benefit the Knights. The wild card for Othello is how well they can get Isaiah Perez going in the offense. Anybody that doesn't know Isaiah Perez, everything defensively and offensively is going to be centered around him for the Othello Huskies. He's a 6'4", 250 junior who already has some Division I offers. He's legitimate. He's a great athlete. They're going to put him in the backfield, try to give him the ball. The Knights are going to have to get to him before he gets up to speed and try to keep him under control for sure. The captains are at midfield. And White Hat is giving them some options. Oh, they're just now tossing the coin. We'll see if we can pay attention. Looks like the Knights won the toss. I imagine they're going to defer.
Yep.
Yes, they are. Sun going down behind the clouds right now. That's helpful to us. And I imagine it'll be helpful to both of these teams. So the Knights decline. The Othello Huskies now will decide which end of the field they want to defend to start the game. And you see Isaiah Perez out there towering.
Yeah,
a massive guy.
He is a physical specimen, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So one thing we can talk about is this playing surface is a brand new playing surface. I know they invested quite a bit of money. It's natural grass. I know they debated quite a bit on whether to go to a artificial turf type system or to stay with natural grass. They opted for natural grass, but I think they invested quite a bit of money to get the field to where it is now, and it looks good. It looks really good. We're only in week 2 of the season, obviously, but it looks really good. This is the first home game for the Huskies. So, we talked a little bit about the last time Royals varsity played here in Othello. It was 1994.
But it wasn't
even against Othello. It was against East Valley in a 1A state playoff as a semifinal game. And so, really, the last time the Knights played on this field, it launched them to their first ever state championship appearance.
Right.
And kind of the beginning of quite a legacy of Royal football.
Yeah, after that great run in 1986, or let me think about this. What year was that? It was 1986, where they went to the semifinals and lost to Ephrata. And before that, I think Royal playing Othello might have been back in the 70s, if not the early 70s. So.
Yeah, well, we did play them in 2004, but it wasn't. It was a neutral game at Lamson on a Week 1 kickoff classic kind of a thing that they did down there. That was a great game. The Knights won that game, and Othello went on to win the 2A state championship. Yeah. So that's where the claim that we won 2 state championships in that year.
This game's underway, deep to the far side, taking about the 5-yard line. Up left by this field, turns straight up the center. He's got a little bit of room to run, but he's popped by. I want to recognize that is number 52. Is that Adrian Banda?
52 is Adrian Banda.
And he comes across the field and knocks him down right about the 30-yard line. So Othello will start their first position, going from our right to left on their own 30-yard line. The ball, they're going to place it at the 29. So 1st and 10 from their own 29, going from our right to left.
Ephraim Palomares, the 5'9", 165-pound junior, on that return. like you said, get some decent field position out to about the 30-yard line. And as expected, we're going to see
Logan Hollenbeck, the quarterback, number 5.
Yeah, number 5, the senior.
He's going to hand off to the fullback, and that's Isaiah Perez. He doesn't get much because
number 50, Javier Hutron, gets to him. Now, Javier was almost unblockable last week against Ellensburg. He's by far not the biggest guy. Not the biggest guy. In fact, he's the smallest guy on the defensive line, but he's got a motor, and he's hard to block.
2-yard gain for Perez out to the 31-yard line, 2nd down and 8. 2 receivers near side to the left.
Knights in a 3-man defensive front.
Hollenbeck takes the snap. He has the ball. He thought he had a man in the back. Scoop it up and go. Number 50, Javier Hutron. He might make it in, and
he is going to make it in, and he's going to make it in. He picks up that fumble. The quarterback thought he had a pitch man.
He thought he had a pitch man. He didn't. He let that ball just wing out there, and the Knights are going to quickly jump on a defensive turnover. I can't remember who came up and hit the quarterback, but Hollenbeck thought he had Perez in pitch relation, and he just let the ball fly out, thinking he had the man. Knights flew all over the field trying to pick that up, and ultimately Javier picks that ball up and gets one nifty block, which I thought maybe was going to get called back, but they didn't throw the flag.
That was Alonzo Hernandez with a great block.
Tyler Allred on the hold. Who's our snapper this year? We're going to have to figure that out.
It's going to be, I'm almost positive it's Carter Dorsing. Let's see if it's 25. Yep, Carter Dorsing. Tyler Allred, the holder. Those guys are both juniors.
Guerrero kick up right away. 11-10 left to go in the first quarter. Knights jump out to a quick 7-0 lead. You're listening to Royal Knights Football on Royal Knights Football. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com. We'll be right back. Guerrero again set to kick from his own 40 from our left to right. Deep for Othello is number 4. That's Isaac Barragan. And was it number 10?
It'll be, well,
no, that's not number 10.
21 Palomares.
21 Palomares. And he's going to take it right at the 3-yard line, straight up the center of field, looking for somewhere to go. Has a little bit of room, gets out across the 25 and brought down by
Elliot DeLay, number 46, one of them, and then number 50.
Adrian Banda again, number 52.
3, Adrian Banda.
Or is it 52?
There's a couple 53s on the roster, actually. Let's see if they're both listed. Jacob Jocelyn and Carlos Garcia, both of them
Jacob.
out there.
That was
They were both out there, though. There was 2 53s.
53, the way he ran off, I think, was Jacob. So
the opening drive for the Huskies didn't go as planned. They gained a couple 2 yards on the first down, and on second down, there was a miscommunication. The quarterback thought he had a pitch man, and he didn't. And the Knights scooped and scored.
Ball placed on the 26-yard line, 1st and 10 from left to right. Motion in the backfield to give to Perez, and he's bottled up. He's going to get a yard. But down low, I'm going to guess is 50. It's got to have to be. Nope, it's Alonzo Hernandez from his linebacker position, and Jack Diaz cleans up.
But he is a load. He is a load. Those, I tell you.
Yeah, he kind of bounced. Jack kind of bounced off, but then got his feet under him. And
they are going to be, whether they stop him or not, they're going to be sore in the morning.
Yeah.
There's going to be serious collision here.
Perez the lone setback. Well, they got this wing on the left side who come in motion. The fake to Perez. And he did get it out to his pitch man. Turns upfield. He does have some room to run, and the Knights are going to get him down, but not till he gets out near midfield for a good near 20-yard gain out to the 46-yard line.
Now, number 4, Barragan, 160-pound junior running back. It wasn't a traditional pitch.
It was pretty precarious.
It was like he threw him a dart that but he caught it clean and was able to get upfield.
And we have an illegal block in the back on Othello.
We have.
Where's the flag at? That's the question.
The flag is back on the 35-yard line. Looks like.
Oh yeah, there it is. It's right on the line. Hard to see. So, it was a
I'm going to guess
20-yard
it was
gain.
out on the slot man because that's where the room to run is. He turned in that slot and came up the field. Then it had to get brought down by Tyler Allred and
Cooper Christensen
was Cooper who came across from this side. So instead of getting a first down out at their own
gain,
their own 46-yard line, it's going to go back to the 25-yard line. It's going to be still second down, but now second down and 11.
Yeah, essentially a do-over. They only lose 1 yard on that penalty because it happened so far downfield. But the Knights have seen this option now, and they'll tighten up the game plan.
Tight wing formation, motion from right to left. The give to Perez, and he's bottled up about the 27-yard line.
Isaiah Perez.
Alonzo again.
Couple-yard gain.
Tackle made by number 34.
Logan Gomez as well.
Alonzo Hernandez.
They will place it at the 27-yard line. It'll be third down and a long 9.
I will venture to say this. Isaiah Perez will also be sore in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. If they're going to ride him 30, 35 times, then...
Third down and 9, so this is a longer down and distance situation than the Huskies' offense is built for this year. We'll see what they have in mind if they try to put the ball up in the air.
Tight formation. The quarterback still has it. Looks to throw, but he's going to get brought down quickly by Carter Dorsing.
Big sack.
In from that side safety, that extra man they brought in, and they're going to have a big loss. We'll see where they mark it, but it's going to be back on the 17, 18-yard line. Fourth down and forever.
Yeah, it's a 9-yard loss. 9-yard loss. The public address announcer says it's fourth and forever.
He said that?
Yes.
I said it too. Timmy Lawson, our brand new Othello home field announcer. So a high kick that's gonna Angel's gonna get it. Kids are right at midfield, but good
nice
coverage.
Open field tackle.
Good coverage. Is that number 10?
Let's see who that is. We'll give him some credit. That was a nice open field tackle.
L. Giles, if that's number 10.
Tackled immediately.
Yeah, nice job. You know, it was a short kick, and Angel was aggressive. He wanted to come up and get it, but because it was a short, high kick, coverage by Giles was right there on him. So the Knights will have the ball exactly at the 50-yard line. It looks nose of the ball on the 50-yard line. So they'll have to navigate half of the field here to put another touchdown on the board. Knights up a 7-0 early on a fumble recovery that was returned about 25 yards by Javier Hutron. Now Hutron's on the offensive side of the ball as the right tackle. Also see Chase Jeanette on the right side. He'll be the right guard. Jack Diaz, the tight end, lined up on the right side.
Angel Frias near side on his own, spread wide to the right. Play action. Still has that ball. Sawyer's going to go down the middle. Long has a man there, wide open, caught, and it's going to get brought down just short of the goal line as Angel Frias catches that pass. A great, we talked about it last year, and Sawyer's no less good at it than he was last year.
Yeah, that ball fake.
He really
puts it on his
hides
hip.
that ball well.
Let's see where they spot this ball. It's going to be inside the 5, inside the 3 even, it looks like.
First and goal, very short. It's hard to tell from here, but on the 2 or 3 yard
We'll
line.
say from the 2, that means it was a 48-yard catch.
On the 2-yard line, it'll be first and goal for the Knights.
First and goal, chance for the Knights to get their goal line offense
48-yard completion.
into the game. I imagine we'll see Jack Diaz in as a fullback.
And you do on a straight.
Oh, he's going to be in the slot.
We got to wait. Yeah, he's going to be. No, now they're lined up now, straight eye formation. They're going to lead with, is that Tucker Jeanette?
Tucker
Has the ball,
Jeanette.
and he does get in, steps inside,
Boy.
uses his speed, little shifty move, and to get in to score.
He's
Into the end zone by Tucker Janet.
The speedy sophomore gets his first chance here today to carry the ball and for a touchdown.
And I love to see that because Alonzo, who's the guy who would normally get that, he lines up at fullback and he does some block.
Yeah.
Throws the block for Tucker. Tucker has a nice wiggle,
Actually,
makes a move, puts his foot in the
Jack,
ground.
It was Jack. Are you sure?
Jack was lined up as the like at the wing, right behind the tackle, and Alonzo was the blocking back.
Lots of speed, team speed for the Knights, and they're going to spread it around. Knights get enough personnel on the field. Again, good snap, kicks up, punch through, and it's good. 8:11 left to go in the first quarter. Knights extend their lead 14-0. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
And the Knights take a 14.
Jeanette punches it in for a 2-yard touchdown. The Knights extend their lead 14-0. 8:11 left to go in the first quarter. Knights quickly 2 scores up.
Yeah, the Knights have run 2 plays of offense and have 2 touchdowns to show for it.
Yeah.
The big play that got it down there was a nice, like you said, a nice ball fake and throw. Sawyer Jinks.
48-yard pass and catch.
Down to Angel Farias.
Short punch is going to get taken right about the 20-yard line, and they let it kind of bounce around.
They're going to kick it out of bounds.
Did he touch it, though?
He didn't touch it. He's saying he didn't touch it. They threw the flag, so instead of going out of bounds, or instead of being touched and going out of bounds at the 10, they're going to say he didn't touch it, and they'll move the ball out to the 35-yard line. It'll be the best field position so far for the Huskies. And like you said, they had one good play, running play, that got called back. Oh, it was touched in bounds. They're picking up the flag. I thought so, too.
I thought so, too, and they did. It's going to be back at the 15, so it's not coming out to the 35. It's going to stay at the 15-yard line.
Glad that the officials consulted each other a little bit on that.
It sure looked like he tried to scoop that thing up.
He kind of kicked it out of bounds in the process. So Coach Roger Hull and the Huskies trying to get something going here, but they're pinned back now. What I said was been in their best field position, actually now is their worst field position.
Pitch out to the running back. He's going to get brought down for a big loss. I thought that was going to be Carter Dorsing, but it's not. It is Tyler Allred,
number 16, on the tackle for loss as he gets back there.
Aldo
in a hurry.
Aldo, we have 2 young cornerbacks out on the field tonight.
So yeah, we've got Aldo, Angel's younger brother, the sophomore, playing corner on the left side, and Angel instead playing safety in the place of Lorenzo Myrick. So we'll have to keep an eye on if there's an issue with Lorenzo tonight.
Again, Hollenbeck's going to keep it. Pitches out, steps in, and met by Alonzo Hernandez, and finished up by a couple other Knights.
Alonzo and Jack Diaz, the 2 middle linebackers, get in there.
Knights having great pursuit. Othello having a hard time having positive yardage on their offensive possession.
That's actually another tackle for a loss. Technically there, about a half-yard loss, 3rd down and about 19.
Yeah, about 19.
Maybe 17, 18, something like that. Long down and distance. Like I said, not what the Huskies want to do here.
Motion from left to right. Again, Hollenbeck hands to Perez, and he is stopped.
Wow.
Wow.
Good work up front.
The
Knights really load that box. 67 is Ryder Eilers and Logan Gomez.
They blocked
and Jack
it up,
Diaz.
and then the defensive line had it completely plugged, and the linebackers, all 3 of them, came flying in. And they're going to have to punt this ball away, 4th and about 19 again.
So I think the thing that we need to pay attention to is if we see number 8, Alex Myrick, Lorenzo Myrick on the sideline.
I know, he came out of the last week's game, didn't go back in, and
he's on the sideline. He's in street clothes. He's not playing tonight.
Watching out for that. It's going to be taken just on this side of the field. He's going to field it about the 40-yard line and get a great block on that side, around the side.
Absolutely awesome
another great block. Steps inside. He's going to have to run inside of the backside pursuit. Is going to catch up to him about around the 30-yard line.
That was Alonzo Hernandez putting a block on Isaiah Perez.
Yeah.
That is reminiscent of Mitch Barker at Zilla.
The crowd didn't like it, but I tell you this.
Well, there's no penalty marker
There's
down.
no penalty marker down, and I like to consider myself a pretty level-headed, rational guy when I watch stuff. That was flat out a great block.
Yeah, it was. It was.
But it wasn't their star player, and crowds don't like that.
And Alonzo, there was no holdback there. I mean,
no.
he was
Bam.
He was going to sell out on that block, and it freed Angel up for about a 20-yard gain.
I will be there Monday for one reason.
Yeah. Sawyer Jinks in shotgun.
At least one reason. And motion by Farias. Quick throw out to Hernandez on the outside. He's cut down well after a 2-yard gain.
Tackle.
Good open field tackle. Is that number? Well, these numbers are actually kind of hard to read.
Yeah, because they're not filled in. They're shadow numbers.
I think it might be 31. It's Cameron Carl, if that's correct.
Giles is who they're saying it is. What number is Giles?
Well, there's number 10, Giles.
Is that the only one? I thought he said, Jack. I don't know. 2-yard gain.
2-yard gain, second down and 8. 3 receivers near side to the right.
Sawyer's back there by himself.
Looks to throw quickly, does to Farias down the left side, puts his head down, almost gets, we'll see what they get, but I think it's going to be just a little bit short of the first down marker, so it's going to be about a 7-yard gain. We'll have a 3rd and short with the ball on about the 22, 23-yard line. 22-yard line.
Liddell Giles is what they're saying.
A gain of 6 brings up 3rd down and 1.
Liddell's number 10.
Yeah. So that was definitely just a play. They had 3 guys lined up, receiver to the right side, Angel by himself, one-on-one with Giles on the left side. The plan was to get him the ball in his hands and let him make something happen. He picks up 7 yards. The Knights need 1 more to get the first down.
2 receivers wide right, play action, give to Tucker Jeanette on the left side. Oh, he puts his hand down and gets another 3 or 4 yards out of it. So he's going to get brought down. Easily made the first down, gets across the 15 all the way down, looks like about the 13-yard line.
The ball
so first down and 10 on the Othello 13-yard line.
It was on the 22, so he picks up 9 yards on that. He's got 2 carries for 11 yards. His other carry was a 2-yard touchdown.
Ball is on the 13-yard line.
5:09 left to go in the first quarter. Knights lead 14-0 and threatening again. 3 receivers wide to the right, 2 to the left. Jenks on his own in the backfield in shotgun. They show blitz, picked up well, thrown. The ball up in the air. It's going to get picked off as it gets knocked up in the air as it came off the intended receivers. It was kind of in a crowd, but it popped up in the air off Gage Christensen's hands, and I didn't see who picked that off, but it popped straight up in the air. An easy interception for Othello to stop the Knights from putting another one on the board.
Well thrown ball.
Yeah.
Maybe
a little hot.
Maybe a little hot, but that's. Did you say who the receiver was? Because I was just going to say it's okay.
It's Gage, and it's not.
It's on the receiver, is all I was going to say. And if you didn't say his name yet, then I wouldn't have had to call him out.
But it's not one of those things where you go, oh, it was a crappy play. It's one of those things where it gets into the shoulder pads, pops up, and those things happen in football, especially on a hot pass right in the middle. So the Knights will pin their ears back defensively.
I just know as a quarterback, it's frustrating when you throw what's a good ball and it ends up, being
motion
intercepted.
left to right, fake motion. They don't know what's going on. Hollenbeck gets swallowed up.
The ball's on the ground. The ball's on the ground.
What are they going to say?
Are they going to give it to the Knights? I felt like there was an early whistle, but the ball actually.
Gomez in there on the tackle.
I feel like the ball was fumbled.
Nope, they're going to say second down.
Well, let me finish. I feel like it was fumbled, but there was an early whistle, and so they stopped the play, even though there was actually a fumble. I think the ball came loose. It's going to be a 6-yard loss. Logan Gomez in there, and I tell you, the Othello Huskies are going backwards every drive. They've got probably negative 25, 30 yards of offense right now, even though I don't keep track of that. That'd be my guess. They're going to give it to Perez, but he's stacked up. Guys at his feet. Linebackers coming across, making the hit, but...
they've already put Pernetta in at quarterback number 16.
Okay.
They made that switch last week, and they've already in the first quarter moved Hollenbeck to Pernetta. So Pernetta will take over quarterback duties, and Perez gets a couple yards back. We'll give him 3rd and 14.
Adrian Banda, one of the Knights in on that stop. Yeah, he's going to pick up a yard or 2. So, yeah, that's the development. Lorenzo Myrick got dinged up a little bit last week. He's in street clothes on the sidelines, and the adjustment on the defense is to put Aldo Farias in Angel Farias' spot at left corner and then move Angel back to the safety spot.
They give to a number 4 on that fly sweep. They hand it off to the inside. He's going to get a couple yards back, maybe near the original first down marker. That's Isaac Barragan.
Alonzo Hernandez again on the stop, but it's going to be a gain of about, like I said, about 2.5. It's still going to be 4th down and 11.
At the 16-yard
and the punt team for the Huskies will come back out. Angel Farias will put his heels on probably about midfield.
The other adjustment you're seeing is the Knights are using an extra down lineman on defense to battle that size of the Othello front.
Low punched kick that's going to get right at the feet, and Perez is going to have to, or Farias is going to jump on it. He does. Good job by, I'm going to say that's probably Giles again.
Giles again. He's shown pretty athletic to be in the right places at the right times.
He's pretty quick, and as Angel came up to make that low kick, it kind of came off his toes, and he had to jump on that line. But the Knights are going to get it right about the Othello 45-yard line, so 45-yard field for them to get that 3rd score they're looking at, with that they just got...
I sure like Angel's aggression on those punt returns, though.
Just be a little bit quicker to decide to get up there and get it, and he'll be just fine. 3 receivers near side to the right.
Boy, beautiful night now that the sun's gone down.
Knights going from our left to right to the north end zone. Hernandez on the right hip of Jenks.
Huskies
they
showing
show a
blitz.
lot of blitz, but they don't. Quick throw and across the middle. Oh, and actually it was A good read by number 80.
Intercepted.
Number 80 is Alejandro Gonzalez. He stepped in front of Gage this time, and Sawyer, it was on target, but it was a well-read ball by the safety to step in front. Ball falls incomplete. I don't know if we always go, oh, and then we start talking.
Yeah.
Ball was incomplete, but nearly picked off. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, a bit of a timing pattern there. And so Sawyer's throwing to a spot, and Gage has got to get to the spot, and it kind of looked like the defense kind of read that and jumped it just a little bit. So they're going to bring up 2nd down and 10. The Knights on the Othello Huskies 45-yard line.
Here, you need to take over for a sec. There's
Ball goes to Hernandez up the middle, and he busts out to the right side towards the right hash marks. He's going to be wrestled down eventually, but not before he picks up about 15 yards on that carry. That's actually his first carry of the night. He picks up 15 yards, brought down eventually by number 31, Cameron Carl, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken.
Cameron Carl on the
Yeah.
tackle.
So it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Knights from the right hash on the 30-yard line of the Othello Huskies.
real quick, I'll tell you what's going on. Apparently my Suburban's out there with the back open. When I went over to get the table and chairs, the back was open.
Oh, no.
And then I closed it, walked away, looked at it. My daughter's texting me saying, there's a Suburban that looks like ours with the back open on the street out here.
So did she close it?
I told her to go close it. So
Oh, okay.
I can see it over there, I think. No, the back is open.
We've got a penalty marker down. It looks like it's going to go against the Knights. Come on, White Hat. No, they're going to call defensive encroachment on the Huskies to give the Knights 5 yards free, move the ball from the 30 down to the 25, still be 1st down for the Knights. Jinx is going to have Hernandez to his left. Knights in a tight cluster formation, double tight end and tight receivers. Going to fake the handoff to Hernandez and get it out to Carter Dorsing in the left flat. He gets a really good block by Gage Christensen that frees him up for an extra few yards. And let's see where they end up spotting that
Pickup of about 13.
ball. It was on the 25, and it's going to go down to the 13.
Paul Amaris on the tackle, but it'll be a 1st down.
12-yard gain for the Knights.
The ball is going to be placed about 12 yards, so 1st down and 10 from the 12-yard line for the Knights.
Ball be on the left hash, so be more field to the right for the Knights to work with. And we're going to get a Othello Huskies timeout. So we'll go ahead and take a timeout too. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Mud, no problem. Bugs, no problem. Nasty road salt, no problem. Splash and Dash can handle it all. Our amazing features include undercarriage wash, hot wax, clear coat protectant, and 24/7 service. Our floor heat and automatic doors keep us open even on the coldest and snowiest of days. And to top it all off, unlike the Knights, our vacuums suck. We know the road to the Dome is a dirty one. Let Splash and Dash be a part of your game plan. Follow us on Facebook at Splash and Dash Car and Trunk Wash for special promotional offers. Locally owned and operated, we truly care about our customers.
So the Knights have great field position. There's 1 minute and 51 seconds left in the first quarter. The Knights have a 14-0 lead, and they have 1st down and 10 from the Othello Husky 12. Knights just going to have one receiver wide right in man coverage. That's Gage Christensen. Jinx is going to roll that way and look back across the middle of the field, and it's going to be a great catch on a seam route to number 87, Owen Ellis. We have a penalty marker down. So in the backfield, that may not count. We'll wait and see what the call is. Owen's got great hands. As far as the tight end position goes, I think he's the one with the best hands. They're going to be talking to the Othello Huskies captains, though. So this touchdown is going to come off the board. The marker is thrown about 5 yards deep in the backfield. And if it's a 10-yard holding penalty, it'll result in about a 15-yard penalty to the Knights. It'll be 1st down and 25 for the Knights. Actually, it's going to be about 7 yards deep, so it's going to be about a 17-yard.
On the offense, that's a 15-yard penalty.
Wow. So the Knights haven't helped themselves here with a penalty.
From the spot of the foul,
it's going to be first down, and they've got to get to the 3. It's on the 35. First and 32 for the Knights. Ball's on the Husky 35-yard line, centered on the between the hashes. 1 minute and 44 seconds left in the first quarter. Jinx is going to be in shotgun with Tucker Jeanette to his right. Cluster formation to the left, tight end to the right. Going to hand off to Tucker. He's got some good blocking out in front, and he beats a defender, cuts back to the inside. He's going to get back down to near the where original first down marker was. So he's going to pick up nearly, well, let's see, 20 yards.
Gets back to the original first down line of scrimmage at the 13-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yep, he picks up 22 yards on that carry.
Gets him back to 2nd down and 10.
Great run and a good block by Logan Gomez, pulling out there on the outside, and then he made a nice move to cut back to the inside and pick up an extra 6 or 7 yards before he's tackled. Jinx in shotgun again. He's going to give to Hernandez.
But they're right there on him. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe he'll get a sneak just a yard, half a yard, but I don't think so. He's going to have no gain.
Good play by diminutive linebacker there. That's number 24. Eric Gomez comes up and takes him down.
3rd down and 10.
We're going to say no gain on that. It's 3rd down and 10 for the Knights. And this is 4-down territory in my opinion, so they're going to need to pick up probably at least 6 or 7 of this to make it a little more comfortable.
Hernandez to the left of Jenks this time in shotgun. 3 receivers set wide to the right. Long can't. He looks on the right side. He's going to float to the far side, and it's caught wide open. A great pattern caught by Carter Dorsing. As they crossed in the back, and the defensive backs got confused. Right on mark. Really nice.
Carter Dorsing gets that touchdown that he was deprived of earlier. The ball was at the 12 on the 13-yard line, so that's a 13-yard catch.
Carter will turn around and snap this extra point.
All red to hold, Guerrero to kick.
It was a great pattern, and he got separation right there towards the right corner of the end zone.
Extra points up and good.
And he's about 6'2", so that helps. He's got a good reach.
16 seconds left in the first quarter. Knights extend their lead 21-0. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com. 21-0 Knights.
The Knights had to work at that one a little bit after they had a 20-yard penalty after a 15-yard face mask personal foul. Put themselves in a hole with 1st down and 32, and then from the 35-yard line ended up scoring on the drive.
Guerrero's going to punch that one short. It's going to get caught about the 25-yard line. They smother him. He does get out. Ultimately, he drags for a few more yards, so they'll have fairly good, comparatively good field position from what they've had.
44, J.C. Worsham's the first one to get to him, wrestles him down. A couple other Knights come help make sure he goes down to the turf.
They'll mark it at the 34. Othello will give a chance again to try to go forward. I've got to believe that their offensive output is negative right now.
It's probably negative 25, negative 30 yards. Even on that last one, they ended up with fourth down and 11.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the negative yardage ends up being on a fumbled pitch thing at the beginning that gets run back for a touchdown. I think it's from where it was fumbled.
motion left to right. The pitch to that motion man, he gets caught up by, it's going to be Alonzo Hernandez who sniffed that out from his middle linebacker.
So Alonzo Hernandez is going to get
22
credit for the tackle.
Ochoa, Esteban Ochoa on the carry.
But Carter Dorsing, from his outside linebacker position, took on the block of Isaiah Perez, kept outside leverage, and forced the running back inside to Alonzo. And so, great play by Carter Dorsing. It's not going to show up in the stat sheet what he did, but absolutely huge impact on that play.
Coaches will see it. First quarter's over. Knights lead 21-0. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Hard work, determination, team spirit. These are all qualities that put a winning team on the field. And the folks at Saddle Mountain Supply know something about a winning team. For over 30 years, Saddle Mountain Supply has worked hard to provide the highest level of service to the local community. They are determined to offer the best quality products at competitive prices. And they boast one of the top teams in the ag industry, ready to offer a helping hand or timely assistance. From bookwork to fieldwork, from accurate applications to reliable recommendations, Saddle Mountain Supply is committed to using the latest in technology and training to attend all your agronomic needs. Check out our website at www.performanceag.com for the latest in industry trends and market prices. Saddle Mountain Supply at performanceag.com. Quality you can count on, performance you can plan on.
It's your family road trip, your limousine, your business. It's what you drive. Take care of it at Point S Tire and Auto Service. For tires and expert service you can trust. Get to the point. Point S, expert service guaranteed.
Second quarter begins with the Knights with a 21-0 lead. You know, I kind of repeat this stuff all the time and tell you that this is, what are we on? Year 13 doing
Something
this
like
now. I keep forgetting that you guys can see the score and that sort of stuff now. But
but if you're not looking at the screen, you're just listening to the silky smooth voice of Ryan Christensen doing the
lull you into
doing the play-by-play here.
Now, Perneda hands off to Barragon across the left side. They do that fake motion to the left, and he gets the ball to the right, and it's going to be, I think, a loss. A loss of a yard.
Alonzo Hernandez.
Third down and 11.
Alonzo Hernandez.
He's a smart football player.
You know, I mean, he shows up on film. They know about him. They just can't block him.
Yeah.
He's just reading things. You know, he's so instinctive that he sees and reads and reacts so quickly that even the Royal coaching staff is amazed sometimes.
Tight formation, motion from left to right. Perneda's going to throw that ball. It's picked up easily by Angel. Oh, and he gets knocked out of bounds. Angel Farias, and I was just about ready to set myself up to call him for stepping inside and running down the sidelines. And he does have to leap over potential tackler and steps out of bounds right about the, looks like the 21-yard line.
Didn't see who the intended receiver was. The quarterback rolled out. Looked almost like they were going to kind of run an option type scenario. And at the last second, he pulled up and tried to fire a dart on an out pattern near the sideline. Angel Frias read that from his safety spot, stepped underneath it, and picks it off, runs it back for about 10 yards. The Knights going to have the ball. They got to move the chains here. The Knights are going to have the ball on the Husky 21-yard line.
They're now going from our right to left down into the south end zone as they'll get the chain set, and the whistle blows.
This offensive line for the Knights was very impressive last week. They're off to a good start again this week. We want to make sure we give those guys some recognition as well.
Play action. Jenks is going to throw deep down that right side. He has a man there. Does he catch that?
Is that a catch?
Boy, but I got to wait to see. They're going to
say he was
out of bounds. But, man, that was a great catch.
But you know what? The problem is I don't think any of the officials got down there in position to make a good decision
Carter
about
Dorsing,
it.
that was a great catch.
Carter Dorsing, his athleticism has been pretty impressive. So this line for the Knights tonight, number 73.
Second down and 10 for the Knights.
For the Knights. Gosh, why am I drawing a blank? At center is Micah Albert. He's been great this year. And on the left side of the line is going to be number 76, Leighton Bateman, and number 75, Logan Gomez. On the right side of the line, number 77, Chase Jeanette, and number 50 is Javier Hutron.
Chase looking a little more sure-footed in this game tonight than last week. I'm liking this. I like what I see.
Yeah, he was just in a boot like 3 weeks ago.
Play action. Jake's going to roll out to his right. He is going to throw that, and he has to throw it a little bit behind. I think it's caught. But they're going to say it is caught for an 8 or 9 yard gain, and that's caught by Cooper Christensen, the sophomore.
By Cooper Christensen. Immediately tackled.
Yeah, right at the point where Sawyer was going to have to decide whether he was going to tuck and get 7 or 8 or throw it. He decided to throw it, and Cooper made a good athletic catch as it was a little bit behind him. 8 yard gain, third down and 2.
Yep, 3rd down and 2, so a pretty manageable down and distance for the Knights, and we're in 4-down territory, so they've got 2 shots at it here. Ball down to the 13-yard line. Going to have Angel Farias isolated one-on-one way out to the left here. Jinx is going to have 2 running backs, one on either side. That's Alonzo and Tucker Jeanette.
Play action will give to Alonzo. He's met by a bunch of guys, and he's not going to get anything. He might even lose a couple.
Yeah, we'll see. I think he might even lose. I think you're right. I think he's going to lose 1 yard. He's going to bring up 4th down and 3. Given the Othello Huskies fan base here, something to be excited about. Knights will go for it on 4th and 4. And I like the idea of having Angel isolated out here. Let's see if the defense allows that again. It's going to be Giles on him.
Yeah, and
Angel definitely has a height advantage.
Hernandez to the left of Jenks in shotgun. He'll roll to his left, throws to the tight end, Owen.
Nice.
And he nice second
run.
effort gets over across the 10-yard line. I think that's going to be good for a first down.
I think you're right.
He was met, and he carried him for 3 yards, and ultimately is going to move the chains. First and goal for the Knights at the 9-yard line.
Yeah,
good
pick
job.
up of 6. He needed 4. He got 6.
He's bigger than he looks without his uniform on. When he gets that uniform on, he's out there. He's got good size for a tight end. He's got good length, and he's probably got 10 or 15 pounds more on him this year than he had last year.
Last year he was pretty stringy. This year he's definitely sized up a little bit. Now
he's just a junior.
He was one that was hesitating on actually playing football. He didn't go to camp. He was going to focus on basketball.
Yep.
And then, boy, when things started rolling, he was missing it. So great to have him out there.
We have a flag from the side judge. We're going to have
a flag on
motion penalty or a procedure penalty.
In fact, he's the one. So Owen is the one that caught the touchdown that didn't count down here, right?
Yeah.
Right. So great hands.
2 great catches tonight.
Well, you look at him and Carter Dorsing.
Count.
They really look very similar. Yeah. Tall kids with some athleticism, some really good hands. Really a luxury to have for quarterback Sawyer Jinks.
Encroachment on the Huskies.
Wow, this is the second time that the Huskies have encroached and given the Knights 5 yards for free. This time it's not 5 yards because it was on the 9. It'll go half the distance down to the 4.5. Be first down and goal for the Knights. Sawyer Jinks takes time to go over to the sideline and get the play call from Coach Allred while the officials are resetting the ball after that penalty.
We'll see Jack Diaz come in at fullback as Owen Ellis stays in the game. Either that or we're going to have a double tight, but it looks like we've got offset eye in the backfield, even straight eye behind Sawyer Jenks under center. Alonzo Hernandez, the setback. They're going to give to him on the lead on the right side, and he's going to put his shoulder down, and it's going to come up. Oh, they're going to give it to him. They do give it to him. He just gets across the line. Touchdown, Alonzo Hernandez.
Alonzo Hernandez on the carry.
4 carries, 19 yards, and the first touchdown of the night for Alonzo Hernandez. And this drive was perpetuated by the interception by Angel Farias. Gave the Knights great field position.
On the 21. Guerrero set to kick, and it's a low kick, and I think it's going to make it. It does. It just kind of barely gets over the line as he got a little bit like a sand wedge under that. 8:24 left to go in the first half. Knights lead 28-0. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com. This time Guerrero will kick from his right to left on their own 40-yard line. Still deep is Barragan and Palomares. This time he's going to kick it deep down to about the 12-yard line. Taking on the run straight up the right side. Tries to turn it in. Gets bottled up there about the 30 by the Knights coverage team.
Barragan, after about a 15-yard return, taken down by a host of Knights.
Number 11, Aldo Farias, and number 15,
take over 1st and 10 at the 31-yard
Gunnar Livingston. Help bring him down. Ball's going to be at the 31-yard line, left hash for the Huskies. 8 minutes and 18 seconds left until halftime. The Knights have a 28-0 lead. They've capitalized on turnovers for 2 of those quick scores.
The main tackler on that play.
And the Huskies just haven't seemed to get into rhythm on offense yet tonight. Isaiah Perez will be the lone running back.
They'll have receivers set wide left and right, but still packed in pretty tight. They're going to give it to Perez, and he's not going to get anything.
He's going to
lose
loss.
a yard.
He's going to get a loss. Logan Gomez.
He has to be frustrated.
Logan Gomez, Carter Dorsing.
Isaiah Perez on the carry.
Timeout by Othello. We'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
A loss of about
Get the good stuff.
My name is Chris Culbertson. I own Colby's Greenhouse. We grow 3 to 4 million plants a year. We put 1 million miles a year on our rigs. We service a dozen farm vehicles. I've been a good Napa customer. This is the first business truck that I ever bought, so it's had a lot of Napa parts. One thing I like about my local Napa store, I just call them up and say, hey, they know who I am. I would recommend that anyone shop at Napa. Great prices, great availability, excellent warranty. Napa's the one for us.
Napa. Get the good stuff.
Hull trying to get them fired up on the sideline to get some semblance of an offense going here.
Yeah, they're going to have 2nd down and 12. And that Knights defensive front, Logan Gomez and Javier Hutron, and is it 67 in there right now? Ryder Eilers and Adrian Banda.
So they have a 4-down line with Carter Dorsing stepping up on the weak side on the linebacker. A step wide, Perez is getting the ball, and he's not going to get anything.
He's getting stacked up and driven backwards. He may get half a yard at the most.
Right to about the 30, but it's still going to be 3rd down and 11.
67 and 52 on the tackle.
Ryder Eilers involved in that stop. And they're just
on the 30-yard line.
The defensive front for the Knights is not small.
No.
The offensive line for the Huskies is huge. I think the difference is quickness.
Quickness and perhaps leg strength.
Well, and obviously some gap integrity here.
Motion left to right. Fake to Perez. Give to Banda. He turns in. He's brought down by, what do they have, a flag? That's not a flag that came in. That was a body part almost. Like a foot came flying in that looked like a flag.
Carter Dorsing brings him down. It's Tyler Allred that flies in from the safety spot and really kind of breaks the momentum of that option play, forces him back inside into the waiting arms of Carter Dorsing, tackles him for about a 1-yard gain. Here we go again. It's 4th down and 10. The Huskies set to punt with Angel Farias back to receive. He's going to be on his own 35-yard line.
And it's a poor punt off the side of the foot.
It's a shank. It's going to go out of bounds. No, actually, it doesn't go out of bounds. It bounces just in bounds, and then 6 or 7 yards before it actually does go out of bounds.
See where they ultimately mark it. Looks to me like they're going to mark it.
45-yard line. 46-yard
well,
line.
in that case, they don't have to worry about Angel returning one.
Yeah.
But it's going to be great position for the Knights.
But it was only about a 12-yard punt.
They're going to start inside Othello territory at the Othello 47-yard line, 1st down and 10 for the Knights.
6:41 left to go in the first half. Knights with the 28-0 lead.
Now, there's not a lot of two-way players for the Huskies. Their defensive front is much smaller than their offensive front. I'm going with a quicker concept.
Motion by Angel. They'll give to him on that sweep. He's going to hold it.
Great block by Carter Dorsing out there.
Step up and get about a 4 or 5 yard gain. He has to go. They kind of want to get around the outside. Othello did a good job of stringing that in and making Angel turn up.
We got a penalty marker late, and it's kind of downfield, about 10 yards beyond the line of scrimmage.
This will be
from the back judge.
Probably going to say some sort of a holding or a block in the back call.
I don't know. Out there, I didn't see who was out there trying to block. See what the call is going to be. It would have been about a 4 yard gain for Farias on that fly sweep kind of an action. It's the same play that the Knights used last week on their first play, and instead of running it, Angel threw it.
Yeah.
And maybe they're hoping that the Huskies saw that on film and thought he would throw it again and drop back a little bit. But they did a good job.
Holding on the Knights.
And we have a hold on the Knights.
So what was a 4 yard gain will end up being a 6 yard loss.
A 10-yard penalty.
Anthony Valise, linebacker out there, trying desperately to get the crowd to...
Why is it a 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage when we had a 4 yard gain, and the penalty actually happened like 13 yards past the line of scrimmage? I'm not quite sure how that works. But it'd be first down and 20. For the Knights, they're going to be back in their own territory on their own 43-yard line. First down and 10, 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Alonzo Hernandez in the backfield with Sawyer Jinks as he's in shotgun.
Motion across the backfield by Gage, and Perez gets in there, but they get the ball handed off to Alonzo. He's going to get across midfield right to about the 48-yard line.
Really what happened there is they ran Alonzo into the blitz.
Yeah.
And so by Isaiah Perez coming on that blitz, he actually leaves a gap and allows Alonzo to pick up 9 yards.
Yeah, good gain to be second down at 11. 5:48 left to go in the first half.
Just into Husky territory, down to the 48-yard line. Going to be second down and about 11 here.
Farias and Christensen near side to the left. 2 running backs in the back. They'll give to Hernandez on the right side, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, but he keeps going all the way through. What a power run all the way through. He's going to get a first down.
He ran through a few arm tackles and then spun back towards the middle and drug a few guys for another extra 3 or 4 yards beyond that. He's going to pick up the first down. The ball goes from the 48
all the way to the 35.
And Isaiah Perez.
That's 13-yard run.
13-yard run.
Picks up 12 yards, 13 yards, and gets.
He's got 6 carries for 41 yards so far tonight. 5 minutes and 18 seconds left until half. The Knights have a 28-0 lead, and they just pick up a first down inside Husky territory, ball on the 35-yard line near the right hash. Hernandez in the backfield again with Jinks.
Farias isolated on the left side. And
we have a penalty marker from the back judge.
It's going to say delay of game.
The flag before the snap is a delay of game on the Knights.
Wow, that seemed quick.
That
seemed really quick. That seemed really quick.
First and 15 from the 40.
Interesting.
So
and I didn't see the judge give the count. Normally, when it's 5 seconds left, they start.
Yeah, the back judge will raise his
hand signal. I didn't see that, but that doesn't mean I was looking for it either. Clock's running. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first half. Knights push themselves back with that delay of game. Going to be first down and 15 now.
Jenks and shotgun play action. He looks to throw down that right side, and it's a little bit missed time. He did have some. He had Perez, I think, coming in there quickly and had to let it go before he wanted to. As Gage turned upfield.
Perez does
going to fall incomplete.
It's the first time Perez has had a big impact there on the defense. He got through there. Last time he blitzed like that, the Knights kind of ran into the blitz and got past him and picked up a nice gain. This time he gets back there and puts pressure on Sawyer and forces an errant throw. Sawyer's completed 7 out of 11 so far tonight. It's going to be second down and 15 for the Knights. Really haven't tried to take advantage of isolation with Angel yet. The Knights instead this time are going to have a tight cluster formation off the left side.
Hernandez motions out of the backfield. Sawyer looked to throw across the middle. Over the head of intended receiver Gage. Christensen just a little bit high. bring up third down. And
after having several nice catches and a touchdown last week, they just haven't been able to get the ball to Gage. I think he's been targeted about 3 times, maybe 4 times, and just hasn't been able to connect.
One off the shoulder
Sawyer.
pads up in the air that got intercepted.
Yeah.
One that got stepped in front of, nearly intercepted, and that one just over his head.
That one was probably a little bit too much of a line drive. Probably needed a little more touch on it, but it's always a little dangerous when you throw those seam routes. You want to get it there, get it on him as quick as you can.
Again, 3 receivers set wide to the left, near side.
Wow.
Third down and 15. Jenks and shotgun will play action. Quick throw out here on the inside screen. Angel Farias has a few blockers. He steps out of one tackler. Forget it. They do have an angle on him.
Drop him out of bounds.
Boy, I thought he was just, once he turned it on, I thought for
they're
sure.
They're going to say he stepped out at about the 11.
That's unfortunate. But a great play. Great play on that inside screen as he steps inside a few tacklers and walks out of another tackle. And then he just turned it on, but he stepped out of bounds at the 13-yard line.
Down to
first and 10.
So 25, 28-yard gain.
Yep.
He's got 3 catches for 83 yards. But hasn't been able to get into the end zone yet. It is a first down for the Knights from the 13, so they can get a first down inside the 3-yard line.
Double tight end set, 2 receivers set wide to the right for Jenks. They will give to Hernandez. He's going to pop around that outside, and they're going to say a holding.
No, wait a minute.
They're going to say a holding on that outside.
I thought that was a great block. I thought that was a great block, and then the Royal offensive lineman got pushed down.
Yeah, I guess reason number 2 on Monday.
Boy, I want to see that on film. I thought he had a great position, great hand position, great body position, held his guy out, and then he's the one that got shoved to the ground by the defensive man. So not quite sure what they saw there. Obviously, they saw something I didn't see.
Holding on the Knights. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul will back it up to the 23-yard line.
Because anyways, so that would have been a touchdown. Hernandez went off right side and made it to the end zone. The Knights really have had to overcome a lot of penalties.
So instead of a touchdown, that will roll it out to the 22, 23-yard line.
It's going to be first down and
good 12,
20.
22, yeah, something like that. About 20.
Well, they had first and 32 earlier in the first quarter and were able to score.
Tucker Jeanette on the fly sweep, getting around that outside. Here comes the speed. He's going to get driven down.
He's going to pick
just
up
inside the next
10 or
or
so.
The original first down. So he's going to pick up 10 or 11, and it'll bring up second down.
Tucker Jeanette on the carry.
Got to wait until they mark it. Boy, they're putting it all the way down to the 12.
Like Palomares on the tackle.
So we're going to say he picked up 11 on that. He's got 4 carries for 44 yards.
Second down and 8. The ball on the 12-yard line.
4 minutes left on the clock. Clock stopped as Tucker was forced out of bounds on that run. Knights still have 2 timeouts.
Again, motion. They'll play action to him to give it to Alonzo on that right side. He pops around that right side.
Good block. Logan Gomez.
And a helmet's off.
Helmet comes off.
That's Jack Diaz.
Helmet and an ear pad comes off. But in the process, so they fake the fly sweep to Tucker going back to the left side this time and instead hand it to Alonzo going back off right tackle. Logan Gomez pulls with a great block that frees him up for that 12-yard touchdown run. That's the second touchdown run of the night for Alonzo Hernandez. 7 carries for 53 yards. And the Knights have a 34-0 lead pending the extra point.
Good snap. Low kick.
Another low
kick. Be good. And it is good. 3:52 left to go in the half.
The Guerrero kick is
35-0 is your score. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
3:52 to play in the half.
Knights lead 35-0.
And Guerrero set
And the back gate on my Suburban is still down, so everything's going fine.
Okay, it's down. That's good.
It's creeping up twice on us. We had to send my daughter out to make sure it was closed. So. Knights set to kick off from our right to left, waiting for the whistle, and they get it. Guerrero will kick this ball off. Good high kick. It's going to get taken down about the 10-yard line. Right up the center by, can't see which number grabbed that, but it's going to get about out to the 30-yard line.
Oh, these shadow numbers are tough. 55, Martel Flores, one of the Knights on the stop.
That's Barragon, number 4.
Barragon on the return.
So again, Othello looking to do something with the ball here, having some sort of positive outcome.
Huskies take over 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Tight formation motion from left to right. They're going to give to that motion man. He steps inside. He has some room to run. He's going to get out near a 10-yard gain. And the crowd reacts to that.
Enough for a Husky.
One of the first positive yards. Actually, you're going to give him a first down, just over 10-yard gain.
That might be their first down of the night with 3 minutes and 37 seconds left in the first half. Angel Farias gets the stop, but not before they move the ball out to the 38, nearly the 39-yard line.
And I think that was for, again, Barragon as he came on that motion from left to right. Then he just turned it straight upfield. 1st and 10. Same motion, this time to 22. Play action they're going to give on that inside. It is Barragon on this left side, but he gets chased down by
Alonzo Hernandez. He almost got caught out of position and recovered. And then Tyler Allred from his safety spot came up and helped bring him down. It's going to be a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7 for the Huskies.
2nd down and 7.
By far their best possession so far. A little bit of momentum here.
Ball on their own 42-yard line, going from our left to right. 2:50 left to go in the first half.
Just under 3 minutes. The Huskies both teams each have 2 timeouts left.
They're going to stick with this tight formation. Barragon motion. This time we'll give to him on that same play. He got a lot of positive yards. He gets around that outside, and he's going to get a first down across midfield into Knight territory, down to the 47-yard line.
A nice pickup there.
Alonzo Hernandez and Aldo Farias on the stop.
On the tackle. A gain of 12.
It'll be on the Knight 47-yard line, first down for the Huskies.
Yeah, they're going to be in Knight territory for the first time, I believe, tonight, down to the Knight 47-yard line. 2 minutes and 35 seconds and running. So the clock is not on their side right now as they try to put up some points here before the halftime break.
Jacob Joslin will come in and take Alonzo Hernandez's spot at middle linebacker.
So we have an officials timeout. Alonzo Hernandez comes off the field.
I think they're just making sure that he was off because he was wandering out there like something was sore.
Yeah, he got rocked a little bit on that last play, and they want to keep him protected. Jacob Joslin, number 53, will come into his spot.
Again, Barragon will get pitched the exact same play as Perez is that lead blocker, and he clears a lot of guys to get out down inside the 35 to the 34. So a 13, 14-yard gain. Othello moving the ball.
Yeah, 16, Tyler Allred comes up and makes a stop, but when your safety is involved in just about every tackle this drive, that's not what the Knights defense is looking for. Alonzo Hernandez is going to come back into the game, and also Adrian Banda is going to take a rest, and in his place, 87, Owen Ellis.
1st and 10 for the Huskies.
A little bit more size on that defensive end position.
They got the ball on the Knights' 34-yard line. Bernetta under center. They'll give their workhorse to Barragon. He's going to turn up, get a couple-yard gain. Owen Ellis, and I'm going to guess that's
who's on
Alonzo.
the bottom of that? Alonzo, and who's coming up on the bottom of that?
That's Hutron.
A gain of 2.
Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8.
2nd down and 8. Critical for the Huskies here to pick up some decent yardage here. They need to get this to a 3rd and 3, something like that.
Manageable.
To be a little more manageable.
Pernette under center. Again, Barragon in motion. They'll give to him again. Exact same play. They're just going back to what's worked, and it's working again. All the way down inside the 15, near the 15. We'll see where they mark it. They're going to actually say he was down on the 18-yard line, but that's a 1st and 10 for the Huskies with a minute 27 left to go in this half. Looking to put some points on the board.
Tyler Allred on the stop.
First down, Huskies.
And the Knights got to come up and sell out. Somebody's got to take on the block of Isaiah Perez.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to take on that block.
And here it comes. It's the same play. They're going to hand to Barragon on that inside.
That's not going to work.
That's not going to work.
That's not going to work. When you don't have Perez as your lead blocker, it's not going to work.
And Alonso sniffed that out and dropped him for
Every
loss.
success they've had has been running right behind Isaiah Perez. Now is not the time to go away from what has worked. As we're under a minute, the clock keeps running. Second down, that's a short loss on the play. Second down and 11 now.
And they'll give to Barragon, and he turns up, does not follow the block. I don't know why they don't go wide. Why they don't go wide, I don't know.
Tackles.
And they're going to have a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout, too. 42 seconds left to go. Othello threatening with the Knights lead, 35-0. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
From the most trusted name in the Columbia Basin comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, roads, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-2208 to get rocked.
Team's back out on the field after the timeout. 42 seconds left to go. Third down and 10, but Othello's got a little bit of a drive going here with the ball on the Knight 16, 17-yard line.
That was the last timeout for the Huskies.
Perneda looking to run the ball, or actually going to look to throw it, but it's way out of bounds. By the time he decided to throw it, he was almost out of bounds.
Yeah, and if it would have stayed in bounds, Angel Frias would have intercepted it. So the best thing he could do is stop the clock and throw that thing out of bounds. But it does bring up fourth down and 10 with 37 seconds left. The Huskies have no timeouts, and they've got to figure out either how to get the first down or score a touchdown here. They don't want to give the ball back to the Knights with time on the clock.
Perneda will stay back in shotgun with Perez to his left.
They're going to bring in an extra. They're going to have two receivers to the left, one to the right.
Yep. And they might have got the Knights to jump across. They're going to get 5. It's not going to give them a first down, but it's going to move them 5 yards closer. It won't be 4th and 10. It'll be 4th and 5.
And that's encroachment on the Knights. That'll move the ball 5 yards. We'll have 4th and 5.
Coach Hull out there calling out some routes to the guys while they're waiting for the officials to give them the 5 yards. It's going to move it inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. 4th down and 5 for the Huskies. 37 seconds left in the first half. They trail the Knights 35-0. This is their best chance to put some points on the board.
Quick count. Ball's up in the air. It's going to be on the ground, and they're not going to get it. The Knights might even recover
It doesn't matter at this point. It's 4th down anyways. So whoever recovers it, it's still turnover on downs to the Knights.
32 seconds left to go in the half. We'll see if the Knights punch something or if they just take a knee and call it a half.
Yeah, so Pruneda definitely planning on throwing that ball. The snap didn't look like a bad snap.
It was hot, but it was kind of high, and it went off the top of his helmet and
mishandled a little bit.
He just had to jump around looking for where the ball was. By the time he located it, Knights were there.
So the question is this. The Knights have the ball. The Knights have all 3 timeouts left and 32 seconds left. Do the Knights take a knee and go into the halftime break? It looks like they're going to be
in the formation.
In the take a knee formation. And that's what they're going to do. Knee. They're going to take a knee, and they're going to let the clock run out, and they're going to get to the halftime break.
That's what it's going to be, and we'll take that halftime break as well. We'll be back for some halftime stats and see where we end up with the Knights. Well, they're still here in the field. I don't want to break until we're for sure that they're going to let us.
The final snap of the half.
They're standing there. The refs are making them stay there. I don't know what that's all about.
I don't know why, because they don't have to run a play.
We're down to 6 seconds, so for some reason the refs were making everybody stay. So 35-0 Knights lead at the half. We'll be back. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Mud, no problem. Bugs, no problem. Nasty road salt, no problem. Splash and Dash can handle it all. Our amazing features include undercarriage wash, hot wax, clear coat protectant, and 24/7 service. Our floor heat and automatic doors keep us open even on the coldest and snowiest of days. And to top it all off, unlike the nights, our vacuums suck. We know the road to the dome is a dirty one. Let Splash and Dash be a part of your game plan. Follow us on Facebook at Splash and Dash Car and Truck Wash for special promotional offers. Locally owned and operated, we truly care about our customers.
Get the good stuff.
At Napa Auto Parts, we know you have a choice of where to go when it comes to get parts and accessories for your vehicle. We appreciate every time you choose Napa. More and more folks just like you are choosing Napa every day. And we like to think there are a couple of pretty good reasons for that, like Napa's quality parts, our national warranty program good at over 6,000 Napa stores, as well as thousands of Napa Auto Care centers. At Napa, you'll find quality, experienced people to help you find everything from which wiper blade or set of brakes is best for your vehicle to the best running board or shocks for your truck, SUV, or car. And when it comes to selection, we've got more different parts and accessories available than any other parts store, period. Go to Napa for quality parts, quality people, huge selection, and the best warranty in the business. Napa.
Napa. Get the good stuff.
Hard work, determination, team spirit. These are all qualities that put a winning team on the field. And the folks at Saddle Mountain Supply know something about a winning team. For over 30 years, Saddle Mountain Supply has worked hard to provide the highest level of service to the local community. They are determined to offer the best quality products at competitive prices. And they boast one of the top teams in the ag industry, ready to offer a helping hand or timely assistance. From bookwork to fieldwork, from accurate applications to reliable recommendations, Saddle Mountain Supply is committed to using the latest in technology and training to attend all your agronomic needs. Check out our website at www.performanceag.com for the latest in industry trends and market prices. Saddle Mountain Supply at performanceag.com. Quality you can count on, performance you can plan on.
From the most trusted name in the Columbia Basin comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, roads, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-2208 to get rocked.
It's your family road trip, your limousine, your business. It's what you drive. Take care of it at Point S Tire and Auto Service for tires and expert service you can trust. Get to the point. Point S, expert service guaranteed.
Teams are out on the field.
Yeah, I'm a little confused. The whole 3-minute thing is a joke.
Well, it should only be implemented if the teams aren't out.
Both teams were out. Both teams were out with 3 minutes left. Both teams are stretched. Both teams are on the sideline. Both teams are ready to go. Then the white hat looks up here at the tower and says, "Put 3 minutes on." I don't understand.
Well, one more touchdown. We got a running clock. It's going to go fast. So let's for our sake.
One thing, I guess, a scoring update that I got: Zilla is playing Ellensburg.
Okay.
At Ellensburg, I believe, and they have a 7-0 lead over the Birds. Have a 7-0 lead over Ellensburg.
Okay.
Halftime. It's not almost halftime. There's 27 seconds left until halftime, and then they had a play.
Wow.
So they'll have to go back, finish 27 seconds, and then have halftime, or will they forego a full halftime? I wonder how that'll play out. Interesting to see that. Zilla went over to the coast and played a 2A, very great 2A team, but beat them 49-0. The Zilla Leopard fan base is kind of excited. So let's talk a little bit about the stats for the Knights. On the ground, 11 carries for 97 yards. That's almost a 9-yard per carry average. 3 touchdowns on the ground. One of those went to Tucker Jeanette. He had the first one, and so it was a 2-yard gain, a 2-yard run after a fumble recovery by Javier Hutron took it down to the 2. Had 4 carries for 44 yards in that touchdown, and after that, Alonzo Hernandez had the bulk of the carries. He's got 7 carries, 53 yards, and he's got 2 rushing touchdowns. Some great blocking by the offensive line to free him up for some of those runs. Through the air, the Knights have completed 8 out of 13 for 134 yards and 1 touchdown. Sawyer's connected to 5 different receivers. The lion's share of those have gone to Angel Farias, 3 catches for 83 yards. Alonzo Hernandez had a catch for 12 yards. Cooper Christensen had an 8-yard catch. Owen Ellis had a 6-yard catch. He had a second catch that didn't count. It would have been a touchdown that got called back. And Carter Dorsing has the lone receiving touchdown. He's had 2 catches for 25 yards, and both of them were excellent catches where he extended and got up and brought the ball in. One of them was for a touchdown. So
Othello likely now has positive yardage in their stat sheet,
after
but only because of about a 40-45-yard drive that stalled out about 20 down at the Knights. So this second half about to get started. The deep for the Knights, Tucker Jeanette and Angel Farias.
The Knights won the toss and deferred, and so they get to receive. They'll be going from our right to left. The orientation of this field is that they'll be going from north to south. We usually go from east to west or west to east in Royal.
Seems like that happens a lot. This in Zilla, north and south field.
Yep.
And the second half is underway with a chip catch right to Gage Christensen. He sidesteps the first guy, missed, and another missed. He's still on his feet, going to get across midfield into Husky territory.
Well,
kickoff taken by
that probably wasn't exactly the way they
flying over the top there. I was wondering what was going to get. Nothing was called as he and big number 90 here got in a scuffle.
Across midfield.
But no flags thrown. Knights will take the ball on the 49-yard line of the Othello Huskies, just get into their territory. And a good, a short punch kick taken about the 35-yard line by Gage and about a 15-yard return.
Ryan Reno, number 90, he's just a sophomore, 6'4", 210-pounder.
2 receivers wide to the right. That's Christensen and Farias. Jenks takes a snap, throws it on that right side, inside screen that they tried to get. It's a little bit off timing. Angel's going to get a few yards out of it, 3 or 4 yards down to about the 45-yard line.
but just the timing was off on that just a little bit, and Othello from the outside linebackers floated out and covered that a little bit better than they have.
Yeah, I felt like the line got too far out in front of Angel. It's still a 5-yard gain.
5-yard gain, second down and 5. The ball placed on the 44-yard line of Othello.
Nothing to complain about in terms of a 5-yard gain on first down, but it felt like the offensive line was too far out in front, and the defense was able to kind of flow underneath that and get to Angel and limit him to getting into open space.
Motion by Gage Christensen across the back. They'll play action to him. Give to Alonzo Hernandez. He gets tripped up. Boy, if he could have stayed on his feet, there was a lot of room to run, but he got shoestring tackled after about a yard gain.
24, Eric Gomez is the one that knocks him down.
You know what? I'm not even sure that he's going to get a real statistical gain on that play. They just moved it just a few feet. A third down and a short 5.
Morris on the tackle.
So the Knights, they need to convert this third down. They want to establish on this first drive. They want to keep that momentum that they built up in the first half.
Again, Christensen motion, quick snap, caught by Christensen. He's going to step outside of would-be tackler. He's going to have first down. He's trying to use his speed. Boy, and as he turned around, he originally had the
I think he's going to have enough.
He's going to have enough. Do we have a penalty flag over on this side? Or there is a flag down.
Just to see
it's interesting because he made a move and he was a good yard or two down on the first down, and then he altered his course, and I was worried that he was going to get.
I'm not sure what this penalty might be. Was it holding on the defense, holding a receiver? What was the penalty?
Oh, okay. He's at the different line. Never mind. I'm going to shut up here because
sideline
warning. So.
But it is a first down. The Knights pick up 10 yards on that.
Yeah.
The penalty is a sideline interference penalty on the Othello sideline.
33-yard line, first and 10 for the Knights. Actually, they're going to mark it down another 5 yards.
That's Gage's.
Or 10 yards.
Oh, so they've already given him a warning?
Apparently.
Because you're supposed to get a warning first.
What is this, a 15-yard penalty?
It's a 15-yard penalty.
Holy cow.
You get a warning, and then it's a 15-yard penalty. That's the first hookup from Sawyer Jenks to Gage Christensen on that screen pass, essentially, short pass with some blocking out in front. He picks up 10 yards and then gets another 15 yards tacked onto it.
Down to the 18, first and 10 for the Knights. Play action to Hernandez, and Sawyer has to step out of pressure and completes a pass down near the goal line to
defensive back. Jumps up and wants to say that it's incomplete, but the official is going to say it's good.
That's Gage.
Gage, 2 catches in a row after being shut out in the first half.
Knights are going to quickly step up to the line.
The ball was on the 18 down to there, so a 17-yard gain.
Jenks under center, and they're going to hand to Hernandez, and he's going to rumble across for a touchdown.
He's going to get 3. That's his 3rd touchdown of the night. So he's got 9 carries for 55 yards.
Got ourselves a running clock.
I like it.
And this game will be over quickly, so stay tuned.
41-0 for the Knights, pending the extra point. So the Knights come out. They do get to a 3rd down and 5 situation. They convert on a 10-yard gain and then get 15 yards tacked onto it. That gets them down into the red zone in a hurry.
Let's see them punch a good extra point. They've been a couple
line drives.
Well, just there's a nice punch.
A nice solid one. Like it. I like it.
Extra point good. 10:06 left to go in the third quarter. Knights lead 42-0. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
In the third quarter, the Knights take a 4.
The gauntlet has been laid down by our sound man.
Hey, when you throw the Imperial March in there, that's a signal.
Guerrero to kick.
Guerrero's been kicking him high and relatively short the last few times. He's going to punch this one to the deep man. He's going to get it on about the 12-yard line. That's Barragon, I assume. He weaves in and out, avoids a few guys, gets beyond the 30, down to about the 31, 32-yard line.
The 41-yard line.
Nope, the 31-yard line.
He'll see it.
Did you say this is Tim Lawson's first year doing this?
It's his first game doing it.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's been Ron
Jensen finally
for years and years.
Finally hung him up, huh?
And he's a Facebook friend, a guy that I know, and he's commented that he was excited to have his first opportunity to be the field announcer for the Huskies.
That's great. That's great. He's a relatively young guy. He could be at it for a long time.
Yeah. Someone just asked me tonight how long we've been doing this, and I realized this is our 13th year doing this.
Lucky 13.
Crazy.
Tight formation. I imagine the Huskies are going to try to capitalize off what they got going towards the end of the half.
Barragon made a nifty move. He was dead to rights, and he's going to get a first down.
Barragon on the carry, taken down by Allred.
16, Tyler Allred on the stop.
He stepped inside, and he's a shifty, good runner, and Othello, offensive coordinator, needs to keep in mind some of these things that have worked against the Knights. They're going to work well against a
Other
less
teams.
sturdy team.
Yeah, so I assume that the Huskies will stay with what worked on that last drive where they nearly put some points on the board.
Give to Perez. He still has on his feet. He's going to get forward for 5 or 6 as they couldn't quite slow him up. He was able to get a little speed across the line. He's going to come forward for at least about 7, I guess.
Adrian Banda and Angel Farias come up and help bring him down.
Othello 49-yard line near Royal Territory. Second down and a long 3.
And that's one of the few times that the offensive line for the Huskies has kind of outmanned the defensive front for the Knights. I don't think that they'll be happy with that result, and they're going to do a much better job this time, although Perez is going to pick up a little bit. Carter Dorsing, one of the primary Knights on that stop.
A gain of 2.
It's going to be a short yard, third down and a short yard.
49-yard line of the Knights.
I'm going to say Perez is going to get the ball.
Actually just saw lightning out in the far distance.
No, don't say that.
The hay farmer maybe's already looked because...
Don't say it. Keep your head down.
All righty.
Pruneda under center.
Give to Perez. Oh,
He's stacked up.
He is stacked up. That was Hutron.
It looked like he nearly fumbled the ball. Was it Hutron or was it 52 Banda?
Let me see. It was 52 Banda. It is Banda.
Banda gets up from the bottom. Now, Banda was a guy who...
it's fourth down.
And they'll go for it, I think. Sure. Banda was a guy who got towards the end, that last drive of the first half where the Othello Huskies were moving the ball, they were running to Banda's side, and he wasn't effective. He got pulled out.
Excuse me,
he was effective on that
and
third down play.
He was very effective on that one.
So they got a straight eye, same formation. We'll see where they end up, see where the Knights can give. They'll give to that back to Barragon. He steps inside. He's got room to run. Boy, he's got enough speed, but Knights have enough speed to knock it down. He holds on to that ball as Angel Farias tries to chop it, but he gets all the way down to the 10-yard line as he crossed through the linebackers and had a lot of room to run. Boy, that showed some good speed because I know Barragon is a quick kid.
Do you know who ran him? Do you know who else ran him down?
Was that Owen?
That's Cooper Christensen.
Oh, Cooper.
The sophomore.
Yep, he's got good speed.
Yeah.
But Angel Farias did that hatchet, tried to get the ball out, and Barragon held on to that ball. So it'll be first and goal, or just outside. I think it'll be first and 10 from the 11 as they'll give to Perez, and Bandas stacks him up with Logan Gomez as well as Alonzo Hernandez standing him up. He's going to get just inside the 10.
We'll give Banda first contact on that.
Isaiah Perez up the middle.
Ball was on the 11.
So
they're going to get inside the 10. They're going to pick up about 1.5 yards. Going to be second down and a long 8. Hey, these are the kind of things that a defense wants. I mean, I'm not saying they want to be put in this situation, but now that they're in it, it's an opportunity to do what they need to do.
The fake pitch, and they give to that inside man, but he's stacked up. That's not going to work against the Knights.
Every time they get something going with Perez, either lead blocking or carrying the ball,
Ryder
then they go back to this.
Saw that from his nose guard and just stood him up.
They go back to that nonsense and end up with a loss.
Banda on the tackle takes him back to the original
yard loss. They're down in 10. Ball about on the 11-yard line.
Now they've got nothing to lose here. They're down 42-0. It's a running clock, so they'll try to score a touchdown. They're going to have 2 shots at it. 3rd down and 10. Ball's on the Knights' 11-yard line.
Pineda under center, motion from right to left. Pineda will keep the ball.
He's going to run a
He
pass.
does. I don't know what he's going to do. He does ultimately throw the ball. It's on the backside. Did he catch it?
Pineda's pass is caught.
They're going to say it's a touchdown, but there's a penalty marker down.
Oh, there's a penalty marker
penalty
here
marker
on the
is in the
backside.
situation where you would expect it to be a hold.
The far side judge did raise his hands. Perez was in the end zone.
But he had no way of seeing the penalty marker. White Hat throws the flag at the holding. That hold is going to happen about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
It's going to really crush him.
On the right side, away from the direction that the quarterback rolled out. So those points are going to come off the board. They're talking to Captain Alonso Hernandez like there's a decision to make. You decline it and they get a touchdown. You accept it and you push them back to 3rd and something on the order of 3rd and 25.
Pineda was all on his own out there on the left, so that's why I couldn't decide whether he was going to run it or throw it at the very last second.
What he wanted to do.
I don't think he knew either, but he wasn't pressured. And he ultimately decided to pull back and throw through to the backside of Perez, and Perez was able to stop and lean back and make a real athletic catch.
Yeah, for a guy of his size, obviously his athleticism has been on display. Third down and 25.
Pineda, quick throw at that side. I thought he was going to get away, but he didn't.
Tyler Allred gets him around the ankles.
And I think that's Cooper over there as well, able to stand him up and not let him get too far. A little bit of a short gain, but it's going to be 4th down and a long. Well, it's more than 16. It's more like 21. The ball's out at the 23-yard line. Yeah, even 22.
Yeah.
So they essentially have to score because the first down marker is within a foot of the goal line. Right. And they're going to take a timeout and think about this. We'll take a timeout as well. 2:53 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Running clock. Knights lead 42-0. Othello threatening. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
It's your family road trip, your limousine, your business. It's what you drive. Take care of it at Point S Tire and Auto Service. For tires and expert service you can trust. Get to the point. Point S, expert service guaranteed.
Well, James, you finally got that license, huh?
Look, you can stop me once or twice, but nobody denies the James 3 times. Nobody.
Well, champ, what's up next?
Prom's gonna be pretty big, but there's no need to fight over the James, ladies. The green machine seats 5. Runs like a dream, purrs like a bobcat. You got Napa and the James to thank for that.
Oh, good luck. And that's James.
Keep your champion running longer, stronger with Napa know-how.
Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're on.
4th down and 22-23. Essentially, they got to score unless they get to the 1-foot line. Othello set. They're going to spread the field a little bit different formation. 2 receivers wide to the right. Sergeant Perez standing right next to Pineda, the quarterback in shotgun. Looks to throw. They're going to throw it to that far side. They have a man open, but actually he wasn't really open, but the ball was thrown out of bounds.
Thrown to Barragon coming out of the backfield. And number 21, Palomares, thought that he was open. What he didn't realize is that Angel Frias read that play and broke off of coverage to go to the ball. But it was well covered, and the receiver got kind of turned around and wasn't able to even orient himself to the ball. So it's going to be a turnover on downs to the Knights. The Knights will have the ball on their own 23-yard line. This will be their second drive of the second half. But there's only 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first quarter.
With that little bit of success, it really allows you to keep
The clock running.
Well, the clock running, but you kind of keep most of your varsity guys, letting them get a little more action before they're going to get.
You're talking about for the
I'm just saying, if they'd have stuffed them and punted it, we'd be seeing some JV kids running in now. But right now, we're still pretty much the varsity going to have another crack at it, and we're going to have a
little movement.
They're not happy about it.
No, you do see a few linemen rotating in. Number 61, Tony Rodriguez, and number 78. 78 is going to be Jackson Bateman. They're in on the right side of the line for the Knights, giving Chase Jeanette and Javier Hutron a break. Still on the left side, we have Leighton Bateman and Logan Gomez. So Leighton and Jackson are twins. They're juniors, and they're both about 265, something like that.
Give to Hernandez. He's run that left side.
Needs a good block.
Around the outside. He's trying to decide whether he's going to go back inside.
What a
run.
Block.
Here he comes around this right side. He's got room to run and blockers. He got Sawyer leading out in front. He's going to get across midfield and get driven out of bounds just into Othello territory. So that was all Alonso's doing, all the way to the left side, turn back around to the right side. And he had a bunch of Knights take off and go, let's go block. That was kind of fun.
He was on the 18.
34 yards on the pickup.
Well, no, the original, the start of the downs was on the 22. So
okay.
Berrigan on the stop.
That's a 30-yard gain, isn't it?
First down, Knights.
Yep, 30 yards. 10 carries for 85 yards.
3 receivers near side to the left. Tucker Jeanette in the backfield. They'll give the ball to him, following his blocker to the right side. There he goes. He's going to get a first down a little bit more, and he's going to end up having to step out of bounds after about a 15-yard gain.
That is just like a torpedo. It's like a torpedo.
It's just real fast.
Speed to the right side. Tucker Goods from the 48 down to the 31. That's a 17-yard gain.
I still feel like Tucker still does a pretty good job of staying in the pocket of his running, of his blockers, too.
Yeah.
And then
but then once he decides, it's a bit of a blur.
End of the third quarter, Knights lead 42-0. We'll take a quick break here listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Hard work, determination, team spirit. These are all qualities that put a winning team on the field. And the folks at Saddle Mountain Supply know something about a winning team. For over 30 years, Saddle Mountain Supply has worked hard to provide the highest level of service to the local community. They are determined to offer the best quality products at competitive prices. And they boast one of the top teams in the ag industry, ready to offer a helping hand or timely assistance. From bookwork to fieldwork, from accurate applications to reliable recommendations, Saddle Mountain Supply is committed to using the latest in technology and training to attend all your agronomic needs. Check out our website at www.performanceag.com for the latest in industry trends and market prices. Saddle Mountain Supply at performanceag.com. Quality you can count on, performance you can plan on.
Fourth quarter begins with the Knights have the ball on the Othello Husky 30-yard line.
The White Hat's getting the back judge back in position. He was on the wrong side of the line of scrimmage. It's only week 2 for those guys, too.
Shailene Maldonado.
Jinxon shotgun. Tucker Jeanette to his right.
Motion. Dorsing across the backfield. They'll play action to him. Give to Tucker Jeanette, but it's swallowed up there. Pinched on both defensive ends, pinched in hard and collapsed that play. Had no success from the get-go.
On the carry.
It's going to be a couple-yard loss. 2-yard loss, second down and 12.
He's got 6 carries for 59 yards, though. That's almost a 10-yard per carry average. Leighton Bateman lost his helmet. He's got to come off the field for a play.
We also want to thank the sponsors of the boxes for...
It's going to be second down and about 12 yards for the Knights on the right hash, 33-yard line of the Othello Huskies.
The Iron Roosters, Advanced Diagnostic Specialties, Husky Realty.
It's like number 55, Martel Flores, and number 54.
Here comes blitz as Sawyer floats out to his left, has a man open, and he has to kind of throws a little bit before. There's a weird pattern.
Yeah, it was.
For number 84.
It's number 84.
Diego Santillan. He's a tall kid, caught a touchdown pass in the JV game. So you're definitely seeing a lot of rotational players into the game here for the Knights. Cooper Christensen in on offense. You haven't seen him on offense very much.
Some more sponsors of the boxes. Oscar's Towing, Othello Realty, Tropical Express, Livin' Lavish, and El Paisano.
3rd down and 12 after that incomplete pass. That's the first incompletion of the night, of the second half, for Sawyer. He was 3 for 3 up to that point.
3 receivers wide left. Tucker Jeanette, the running back, standing next to Sawyer. Jenks in shotgun.
Huskies showing blitz, and they come.
Looks to throw, and they read it well. He's going to throw it down that far side. He's got a man. It's going to go out of bounds again to Diego Santillan.
Jenks' pass intended.
And that was one where the first option got shut down, and he ended up flipping it out deep down the left sideline for Santillan beyond his hands. It's going to bring up 4th down and 12 for the Knights. And I think the Knights are going to go for it. They're in a spot here where
it's
they're on the 33-yard line. You're not kicking a field goal, and you're close enough that it's no sense punting. Running clock, 9 minutes and just under 9.5 minutes left in the game. The Knights have a 42-0 lead. Like I said, a lot of second-team guys in the game right now for the Knights getting an opportunity.
Jenks still at quarterback. He's in shotgun, takes the snap. He's looking to throw across the middle. He got a screen. Tucker Jeanette he's going to run away from everybody. He's going to get a 1st down, turn it in. He's going to get brought out of bounds just inside the 15. They're going to mark it at the 14-yard line, 1st down for the Knights.
Reception.
We've talked about Tucker and his ability to hide behind his lead blockers. The ball went from the 33-yard line to the where?
Down to the 14.
So 19-yard gain. On that particular play, the screen was set to go to the left. He had linemen out to the left. He caught the ball turned to the right all by himself and still almost outran the defense. But I'm saying he had a touchdown if he would have followed his lineman to the left. A little bit of confusion there, but still a good, solid play and a 1st down inside the red zone for the Knights.
Now you're going to see some running. And they give to Tucker. He follows his block, pops around that left side. I don't know what happened there.
He got skinny and then he lost his own footing.
No, the guy that came up to run put the old head down to tackle, and he just stepped so quick.
I'm just saying, Tucker kind of trying to anticipate that a little bit, and he actually ended up losing his footing a little bit too. 7 carries for
65-yard gain.
4 yards. For Tucker. Good blocking, lead block by Jackson Bateman, number 78, at right tackle, pulling right tackle. Did a nice job freeing Tucker up for some extra yardage.
High formation in the backfield. The gift to Tucker following number 32. He's going to step outside, steps inside, and dives across the line. Puts his hands up.
Who is it? Oh, it is Tucker. Tucker, he looked a little bigger on that play than that's from the 9-yard line.
The fullback was number 32. That's Kevin Reyes.
Oh, yeah, Kevin Reyes, just a sophomore with a ton of ability.
And he popped that inside, and Tucker just jumped to the outside and stepped back in. Just he's a hard one to get your hands up.
Yeah, you would think you would look at him walking down the hallway, and you're like, you're pretty wispy.
The speed.
Speed. I like it. That's his 2nd rushing touchdown. He's got 8 carries for 73 yards.
Extra point up and good. He's perfect on the night. Knights extend their lead to 48-07. 29 left to go in the game. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com. eyes outran my brain when I said perfect on the night, 48-0. They're perfect on the extra points tonight. It's 49-0.
7 out of 7. Got a little bumper there for Chief Darren Smith.
That's who it is now?
Yep, that's the Chief Darren Smith bumper.
That's what we'll call it.
In his own mind, he's too sexy.
I hope he's listening, but I think he's here.
He's probably here.
Well, it's an audio broadcast. He can listen back if he
later.
so chooses. High punch kick is going to get taken about the 25-yard line up that right side. Puts his shoulder down. We won't see who that is, but the Knights all meet him there.
Jacob Jocelyn, one of the Knights. It gets to him. Brings him down. The Knights are going to bring in quite a few backup defenders here. Number 57, Trent Freeman. Try to call out some of these numbers.
At the 32
Number 86 is Piercy. What's his first name? What's Piercy's first name? Tyler Piercy. Gunnar Livingston, number 15, into the game. Those guys are playing safety. Martel Flores, number 55, in at linebacker. Jackson Bateman on the defensive line.
So please come and enjoy.
Tucker Jeanette moves over to the defensive side.
Long count, a little bit of a different formation. Quick throw on the right side, and it goes through the hands, well covered by Aldo.
Aldo Farias, who is just a sophomore, getting the start at left corner this week, with Lorenzo Myrick being out.
Hollenbeck, the sophomore quarterback they tried to start the game with. He's back in the game, getting some time.
And I'm looking to see... Do you see 44 on the sideline? Yeah. Isaiah Perez is done for the night.
Hollenbeck throws the right side. Good throw and catch for about a 5-yard gain.
Aldo Frias runs him out of bounds for about a 5-yard gain. Going to bring up 3rd down and 5.
Is that number 16?
16, who was just playing quarterback, moves back out to receiver. And it looks to me like the Othello Huskies are going to call a timeout. So we'll take a quick timeout, too. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
From the most trusted name in the Columbia Basin comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, roads, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-2208 to get rocked. Boom, boom, acca-lacca-lacca, boom, 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 acca-lacca, boom, 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 acca-lacca-lacca, boom, boom, boom,
So if the Huskies are going to try to get some points on the board, they're going to have to convert this 3rd down and 5 in their own territory.
Long count. Hollenbeck takes the snap, and he's going to get punched.
He's going to get sacked.
Stopped by Kevin Reyes from his defensive end. Just didn't even see him coming, and a big sack for about a 10-yard loss.
Kevin Reyes is a guy, mark my words, he is going to become a part of this Royal legacy.
Loss of 7.
He's a sophomore, 5'11", 190 pound. Also plays tight end on offense. Makes some great, has good hands and a real sturdy kid. Going to bring up 4th down and about 11 after that.
Call their final timeout.
Sack.
Let's stick here and talk a little bit about players of the game, perhaps.
Tell me your thoughts. I already have my thoughts. Tell me yours.
Well, I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking more defensively and even with running offensive too. I'm thinking Alonzo Hernandez had a pretty good, solid game.
Alonzo had a great game. Alonzo is consistently going to have great games. Alonzo finishes with 10 carries, 85 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, and probably somewhere on the neighborhood of 15 tackles,
yeah.
Something like that. So that's a great one to consider. Anybody else comes to mind?
Oh, golly. I mean, you always have Sawyer in the mix because the ball goes through his hands so much.
He's going to finish 12 for 19. He's going to finish 12 for 19. Just one touchdown pass. He did throw an interception tonight.
Come out and let them have some fun with our drill.
12 for 19 is 63% completion. 4th down and 12 here for the Huskies. Knight's dropping into coverage.
Has to sprint out to his left. He's going to throw it down this side, and the ball is up in the air. And I think it's going to be out of bounds. Did he actually get his hands on it?
No, I don't think he caught it either.
And Cooper Christensen in there in coverage.
Going to be a turnover
also
on
Tyler
downs.
Piercy over there.
5 minutes running clock for the Knights as they'll have good field position for their backups as they come back out on offense. Here's what I want you to consider. I want you to consider
offensive line?
No, defensive line.
Yeah,
defensive line.
Yeah, you know what? Especially
Isaiah
the first
Perez.
half.
Isaiah Perez got shut down, and it's not because of Isaiah Perez. It's because there was so much pressure in the backfield. The Knights, even though the Othello Huskies line are 270, 290, big boys, the defensive line was not intimidated in the least bit. Pushed the line of scrimmage back.
It's a good call.
And didn't let them get rolling. They had one, maybe two drives where they got rolling a little bit, but that was after the game was well in
Something
hand.
tells me that we'll also be able to consider the offensive defensive lines for many of these games.
Yes, I agree.
Well.
I agree. Tucker
no,
Jeanette, the ball comes up.
He got popped and the ball flew out.
Who gets it? Who picked it up?
I don't see anybody jumping around excited for Othello.
The Knights must have recovered it.
Must have recovered, but that ball
Tucker picks up about 5 yards before it gets up in the air. Number 18, Caleb Christensen, into the game for the Knights.
It'll go for a 7-yard gain. It'll be second down and
ultimately after the fumble, 7-yard gain, second down, and a long 3.
So that defensive line, let's talk about that defensive line a little bit, or that defensive front. We're talking about Javier Hutron. We're talking about Logan Gomez. We're talking about Ryder Eilers. We're talking about Adrian Banda.
A little bit mishandle on the snap, and Caleb had to just tuck it, run. I think
But
he's
he
going to
picks
get
up the first down. He's going to pick up the first down. He needed about 3.5, and he's going to get about 5 on just a bobbled snap. He decides just to get upfield and get what he can.
There's other kids that get running there. I'm sure Micah Albert spent his time in there. You know, there's other defensive linemen that get run in there, but complete and total domination for the first 3 quarters.
Oh yeah.
There was one sustained drive that ended up.
It was
down to the 20.
late in the first half.
Until there
was like 3 minutes left in the half before they got their first down.
Yeah.
And this is run-oriented attack, so that's all the defensive front.
Christensen will hand off to Gunnar. Oh, no, he play action. He throws that pass complete on the left side. It's going to be near first down yardage. That's caught by
JC,
Cooper.
number 44, JC Worsham.
Tight end.
Caleb Christensen.
Tight end. Caught a couple touchdowns in the JV game against Ellensburg on Tuesday.
Caleb had
his dad told me he also dropped a touchdown.
Did he?
Yeah, Caleb in the JV game had 7 touchdown passes against Ellensburg earlier this week.
First and goal for the Knights. 2 minutes, near 2 minutes left in the game.
Ball on the 7-yard line.
As the reserves are all in, trying to punch one in.
Yeah, you got some 3s and 4s in the game right now.
Hand off to Gunnar Livingston. He stumbles around that left side, and it ends up going to be touchdown. He stood up and rumbled around that left side. No pursuit over there, and
7-yard gain to the left side, to the short side of the field. Yeah, it looked like he lost his footing, but he was able to retain his stride just enough to get into the end zone. I didn't see who gave him the block out there, but he got a good block that allowed him to stay on his feet, even though he was, I guess what I mean is he had the time to stumble and recover and still get into the end zone because of some good blocking.
I think they got the regular PAT team in here. They got a bunch of kids after putting gloves on and their helmets back on, and they're like, hey, we don't know what the JV extra point is, so
we're going to put the number 1s for the extra point.
Try to keep it perfect. And the kick's up, and it is.
Looks good from here.
The extra point is up.
So under 2 minutes left to go in this game. 56-0 is your score. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Scoreboard reads 56-0.
Mud, no problem. Bugs, no problem. Nasty road salt, no problem. Splash and Dash can handle it all. Our amazing features include undercarriage wash, hot wax, clear coat protectant, and 24/7 service. Our floor heat and automatic doors keep us open even on the coldest and snowiest of days. And to top it all off, unlike the Knights, our vacuums suck. We know the road to the Dome is a dirty one. Let Splash and Dash be a part of your game plan. Follow us on Facebook at Splash and Dash Car and Truck Wash for special promotional offers. Locally owned and operated, we truly care about our customers.
We talked about doing this for 13 years. Some of these bumpers have been in this computer for 13 years.
Oh, good.
And
good.
And they're just there's no reason to take them out.
So Sawyer Jinks is going to finish 12 for 19, 194 touchdowns. 194 touchdowns. That would be awesome. 194 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The Knights have scored 6 rushing touchdowns.
Boy. Long kickoff down inside the 5, taken right back up the center, and Gunnar Livingston on the first hit there.
But it's number 50. Let's see who that is. 55? Yeah, 55 Martel Flores, who's the one that ultimately stands him up, drives him back. Tyler Piercy, number 86, also involved there. And the Huskies will have the ball with 1 minute and 38 seconds left. They don't have any timeouts left. The Knights have all 3, but I seriously doubt they'll be using any of them as they want the clock to run here. And so we can start talking about next week a little bit. The Wahluke Warriors come to Royal. Originally that game was scheduled to be at Wahluke, but they switched it up, and they're coming to Royal this year. We'll go to Wahluke next year instead. They're coming off of a Week 1 win against Wapato. I think it was like 23-8 or something like that.
Handoff right up the center. It gets stood up by the defensive line.
They got a new coaching staff over at Wahluke. Coach wants to open up the offense and throw the ball a little bit more potentially, but in Week 1 that didn't happen. I think they didn't. I think they completed 1 pass. It was primarily a running tack still, but I'm sure he's trying to transition.
I doubt that it's a toe-to-toe.
Yeah, right. Like we've seen in the past, right?
Second down and 10. Pitch out to the left side. He's going to get turned in and get brought down. Who's that? Number 59 coming from the backside. Give him some credit.
And number 6, tackle. Derek Bergeson, outside linebacker, keeps his outside leverage out there as well. Forces that play back in a little bit.
Who's 56? I don't know. Some of these numbers I'm starting to learn that's Eddie Jimenez. Did a good job.
Yeah, he's a freshman. And so is Derek Bergeson. And Eddie Jimenez got a ton of potential. He plays left tackle for the JV, for the C squad. Great feet. And we're not going to have to run another play here as there's 9 seconds and counting. So we appreciate you listening in. The Knights have...
PerformanceEgg.com, Performer of the Game. We're giving it to the defensive line of the Knights.
Collectively, they earned it. Absolutely. And... the Knights are going to come away with a 56-0 lead, or victory. It was 28-0 at half, and they scored another 28 in the second half, so that's pretty balanced scoring. And the Othello Huskies will be 1-1 after beating Connell, now losing to Royal. And so that's it for tonight. Join us next week. It'll be a home broadcast. It'll be a video broadcast, and we'll be bringing in the Wahluke Warriors.
Be there if you can. If not, join us then. Thanks for listening. You've been listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
7 p.m.